Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick yoga flow for you guys today. So we're just getting this set up here. I know I'm a little far away from the camera. I'm trying to figure out how to record a few things just to do at home while everyone's kind of not able to get to their usual classes. So today we're going to do a really gentle kind of relaxing floor-based sequence. So we're going to get really in touch with our bodies. We're going to kind of drop into the sensations that we're feeling. And just for a few minutes, kind of relax, reset, recharge, and really just be able to feel the benefits of a practice without even having to be vigorous, without having to get up. So everything's going to be pretty much on the mat today. So when you're ready, if you can join me, just nice, easy seated position. We're going to sit up nice and tall, so we're going to roll our shoulders back and down. We can close our eyes here if it feels good, or just has a soft gaze in front of ourselves towards the floor. We're going to close our eyes or relax into the pose just to feel safe and supported. If it feels better to have our back against the wall or in a chair or a seat for this, that's fine as well. We're going to come into touch with our breath, just gently breathing in and out. At first, we're just going to see where our breath is. Where has our breath been sitting with us today? We might notice that if we're especially tense, that maybe our breath is sitting up high in our chest. We might notice that we're having shallow breaths. We might notice that we're feeling like we're not able to take a full breath. So this is the time that we're noticing that. We're coming into awareness of that. And then we're going to begin to just prompt our breathing a little more directed. So we're going to take a nice deep belly breath in, maybe placing our hand on our lower abdomen and one hand on our chest. We're going to take a very deep breath in, so that breath's going to fill down through our lower stomach, down through our abdomen, expanding through our chest, lifting tall through the crown of our head. That energy and that breath brings us up. And then as we exhale, relaxing through our bodies, relaxing as we release tension with the out breath. Again, inhale. This time that breath is going the whole way down to our sits bones into the floor. Inhale, expanding our bellies, expanding our ribs in all directions, lifting tall. And exhale, breathing out any stress or tension, maybe shaking it out of our bodies here. So again, a few deep breaths, going at our own pace here, allowing our body to tell us what kind of breath it needs today. We can breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, or in through our mouth and out through our mouth. Trying to discourage too much just mouth breathing, but if you're suffering from allergies or a cold right now, that's fine too. Just settling into our body. Maybe noticing if there's anywhere that our breath isn't reaching, anywhere that feels stagnant or stuck. Trying to breathe more into those areas. With every breath in, we envision a white light coming into our body, filling up the empty spaces. And with every out breath, just releasing any negative things we're holding on to. We'll continue to use this breath throughout our practice, energizing and grounding. When we're ready, we'll bring our hands to prayer at heart center. Just taking a moment to acknowledge any intentions we want to set for ourselves today in our practice. Maybe our intention is to feel grounded, to feel safe. Maybe it's to feel more energized or awake or alive. Breathing that intention, sealing it in our hearts with our inhale. On our exhale, releasing it to the room, letting it carry with us and surround us with love throughout our practice today. When we're ready, we'll open our eyes. We're going to come forward onto our hands and knees. So we're going to start just warming up our spine today. So our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. A deep breath in, we drop our bellies, lift the crown of our head, lift our hips and our tailbone to the sky. As we exhale, rounding through our spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, belly button pushing up to our spine, head hanging down low. Inhaling into cow pose. Lengthening, lifting through the crown of our head and our hips, letting that belly sink low and just relaxing into our pose here. And exhale, stretching each vertebrae, rounding one at a time, tucking our tailbone, letting our head hang. And taking a few more deep breaths here, just going at our own pace. If our spine maybe feels a little tight today, going nice and slow, allowing that range of motion to come when it's ready. If we're looking to build more heat, maybe moving a little quicker with our breath and with our movements. Waking up from the base of our spine, up to the crown of our head, all of our chakras and energy centers. Getting this energy traveling. Do a few more at our pace here. When we're ready, we'll come back just to our neutral spine position. We're going to do an easy balancing posture here. So we're going to extend our left leg straight back, engaging through our core, engaging through our belly button. Reach our right arm out in front of us, gazing slightly forward towards our fingertips. Again, we're feeling that belly button pulling up, so we're supporting through our spine. We don't want to let the back arch or bend too much. Nice straight spine. Taking a few deep breaths here, really feeling all the proprioceptors in our joints and our muscles, keeping us aligned and balanced. Lowering back down when we're ready. And switching sides. Right leg straight out behind us. Left arm out in front of us, reaching long. Coming back to our breath, back to our center. Core is engaged. Envisioning energy shooting out from our fingers in front of us and out from our toes behind us. Breathing that energy in and releasing any tension. We'll release back down to all fours. Gonna sit back to our heels in child's pose, extending our arms in front, dropping our forehead towards the mat and relaxing here for a few deep breaths in child's pose. Really focusing on feeling safe and secure in our child's pose. We're grounding to the floor, we're connecting our energy in a safe and supported way, allowing the blood to rush to our head from the rest of our body. It's not often that our head is below the rest of us, and this really helps with grounding. Whenever we're ready, we're going to come back up to all fours. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, drive our heels back, lengthening through our bodies, downward dog. Again, being gentle with ourselves. So if we're cold or our muscles are a little bit tight today, really allowing ourselves some time to maybe bend our knees and then lengthen back into the pose a few times. Just bending and then lengthening. You could even alternate opposite leg bent, opposite leg, stretching that heel towards the floor. You should feel the stretch from our heels the whole way up to our hips. We should also be feeling an opening through our chest. Our shoulders are engaged, supporting us. Our ears between our biceps. Just finding some stillness in this pose, breathing into the pose. Breathing into the space this pose creates. Feeling any sensations we don't normally feel when our perspective is suddenly shifted upside down with downward dog. And when we're ready, we'll come back down to all fours. We'll take a wide-legged child's pose this time, so our knees come as wide as our mat. We shift our hips back, lowering our forehead down. Deep breaths in our child's pose for 3 deep breaths. Relaxing, releasing, surrendering to our pose. we're ready, slowly shifting back up to all fours. We're actually going to sit back on our heels here for a moment. So we're going to begin to do some chest opening. If this is not comfortable to have your knees at this angle, we can use our blocks to create a cushion, or we can also use a pillow or a yoga bolster if we need that extra support for our knees to raise us up here. If we feel comfortable here, that's fine. We're going to sit in our kneeling position. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down, take some deep breaths, just grounding here. We're going to begin to expand through our chest. So we have a few options here, a few variations that we can use. So our more gentle variation, put our hands on our hips or make fists and put them right here at the small of our lower back. Beginning to breathe and expand. So as we inhale, opening through our chest, lifting tall through our chest and the crown of our head. And as we exhale, easing ourselves back ever so slightly, opening that chest, arching our backs, just creating some space for our heart to shine open, to shine forward. A few breaths here, just slowly relaxing and releasing. If this pose feels comfortable where it is, if that's enough of a challenge, we can stay here. Or we can bring our hands down behind us near our feet. And with that, inhale, lengthening our crown and our spine long. And as we exhale, opening through the shoulders, looking slightly up, and releasing into this chest opener. We don't want to have a crink in our neck here, so we don't want to be looking straight up. We want the natural curve of our spine as we open the shoulders to allow us to look up with our neck in almost a neutral position. So again, inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, open and expand through our back, through our shoulders, through our chest. And naturally our gaze will lift upwards. If we want to take this one step further, we can come up into this elevated kneeling position. And again, our hands can be in our lower back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, begin to open up through our chest. Or the most advanced version, if you'll have, or the most challenging version, would be inhale, lengthening, and exhale, dropping back, reaching for our heels here. Breathing in, surrendering to that openness in this pose. Again, whatever feels good, just finding our breath. Inhaling light and exhaling any tension we're experiencing. When we're ready, lowering back down, and we're going to come into our child's pose. So releasing any tension in our lower back. So we're countering that stretch. So where we were expanding and flexing, now we're relaxing and releasing. Beautiful. When we're ready, we're going to come onto our backs. So again, it's a very gentle practice today. We're just experiencing our body in different ways. We're going to hold onto our knees, slowly rolling ourselves down gently, protecting our spine here. So when we're ready, we're going to find neutral spine position on the floor. So we can rock our hips and our pelvis back and forth to find this position. If our hips are too far forward, we're going to be able to fit way too much under our back. It's going to be arched. We don't want that. If they're arched way too far back, we're going to almost feel like we're pulling our hips in. We don't want too much of that either. So finding that neutral position, maybe being able to fit 1 or 2 fingers under our back, feeling really even here. We'll take a few deep breaths, just connecting with the floor, feeling supported, feeling safe. We're going to bring our right leg in, hug our knee to our chest. Our left leg extends out to the floor. Maybe rock that leg back and forth. And we'll switch legs. Left leg comes in, right leg extends. Just rocking, relaxing. Bring both knees into our chest here. bring both legs straight up. Just relaxing here for a moment. Maybe flexing and pointing our feet. Just seeing if there's any areas of stuck energy. Sometimes our ankles and feet get neglected. We're standing or running around all day. We don't always notice if our ankles or toes or the parts of our legs around our calf muscles, if that gets tight, we're not always being really gentle with ourselves. So just taking some time, rolling and stretching. And exhale, hug those knees into our chest. Maybe rock back and forth or side to side, gently massaging our spine on the floor. We're going to come into happy baby pose here. So we're going to flex our feet. We're going to grab on the outsides of our legs here, or the outsides of our feet, whatever feels good. Opening those legs up so that our knees come up towards our armpits. We're going to bring the legs up, and we're going to gently kind of provide this counter pressure against our feet or against our ankles. So we're pulling those legs in, just again, getting a little stretch here, maybe gently rocking back and forth. Can reach the legs up a little bit more if you want a little more of that massage on our spine, or leave them low. We'll hug those legs back in. We're going to reach our right leg up, extend our left leg out. We can grab behind our thigh, behind our calf, or grab our foot. We're going to gently pull that leg in, just enjoying a nice stretch in the back of our leg. Again, maybe we can roll that ankle to get some more sensation in our foot. And hug that leg in. Left leg comes in, right leg switches out. Left leg reaching tall to the sky. So again, grabbing behind our thigh, our calf, our ankle, or our foot. Just breathing into our stretch here, enjoying that stretch in the back of our leg. Maybe rolling our ankle, pointing and flexing our foot. Noticing maybe if one ankle or foot is a little tighter than the other, if we notice any differences in our flexibility, in our sensations that we get in our body with these stretches. Awesome, hug that knee in, both knees into our chest. We'll place our feet on the floor. Our heels are close to our glutes. We're going to come into a nice bridge position here. So we're just going to lift our hips up off the ground, engaging our glutes. Our weight is in our shoulders, not on our neck or head. Just taking a few deep breaths here. We can even place a pillow under our glutes if it's more comfortable. Again, just waking up different parts of our body, different energy centers. When we're ready, lowering our hips. We're going to let both of our knees drop over to the left side of our body. Our arms can extend out to the sides. We're going to look towards our right shoulder, giving a nice twist. And back to center. We'll drop our knees over to our right, gazing over our left shoulder. Just really enjoying the sensation. We don't twist enough in our daily life. We're doing a lot of forward and backward movements, but getting this twist, awakening the energy through our spine where all of our energy centers live, can really open up a lot for us. Beautiful. Come back to center here. One more time, hugging those knees into our chest. Extending our legs out. Coming into our final Shavasana. So we can choose to lay here. We can choose to take a seated meditation. Whatever feels the most comfortable for us today. I'm going to choose to sit. You can choose whatever position feels good for you. We're going to lead us through a brief guided meditation here. Just coming into our bodies, coming into our breath. So taking a moment to remember that intention that we set for ourselves at the beginning of our practice. Taking some deep breaths, really focusing in on that intention. Maybe we can come up with one word that sums up our intention, evoke a picture in our mind, a place, a feeling, a sensation, using that to anchor us into the present moment with our breath. Every inhale, breathing energy and life into that intention or vision, and every exhale sinking in, embodying that which we want to. Fully present, fully aware. If we find our mind wandering, allowing the breath to bring us back to the moment. Thoughts may come and go like waves crashing on the shore, but they'll go away again. They remind us to come back to our breath, back to our moment, our presence. The goal of our meditation and mindfulness isn't to get rid of the thoughts, it's to just be aware that we're the observer. Our thoughts don't control us. We are able to sit back, take some space when we need it, and just be in that space where we are eternal, where we are the seer, where we are at peace, where we are love. No judgment, no rushing, just our breath and our moment. When we're ready, slowly coming back into our bodies, into our heads. Coming into a seated position if you're not there already. Just a brief meditation for today. This is just a short practice. We'll meet with our hands at heart center. Just taking a moment for gratitude for ourselves, for coming into practice today. Grateful for our bodies, for their abilities to move and feel, support us with our practice. Grateful for our intentions, grateful for our ability to envision something bigger or better than where we are right now, to strive for more, to strive for peace, to look inward. Whatever we would like to be grateful for in the moment, taking a moment to bow our heads. Breathing that into our heart space. The goodness and light within me bows to the goodness and light within you. Namaste. Thank you guys for doing a practice with me today. I just wanted to put something together quick. Hopefully I can stream some more things for you, maybe some more fast-paced or vinyasa. If you have anything you'd like to see, just let me know. We have the studio here and there's just no one to fill it right now, so I'll give you a little tour of what we have going on. But when we're able to have people back, it's going to be awesome. We have everything we need. So stay tuned. Hopefully when we're able to be back, we'll have a lot of workshops and classes. It's going to be a lovely space. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for practicing with me.